Waiver Wire Week 11. Let's get it started. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Not a lot has changed since last week. Not many hot targets on the wire. But let's see if we can find someone to bolster your roster. Let's get into it. Do you have questions at quarterback? Don't worry, I got you. Bo Nix is still widely available. Finishes the 12th last week against one of the best defenses in the league. Not bad. Now against the Atlanta Falcons, not really scared about that. Fire him up. Next up, Russell Wilson. Man's looking good. Had 3 touchdowns last week against Washington. Now he goes up against the Baltimore Ravens. I do think this is going to be a closer matchup, but Ravens don't really scare you and they can put up points. Russ might be forced to keep up. And these next two are just kind of aight. And they happen to play each other. Matthew Stafford and the rookie Drake May. Not too excited about the rook, but Stafford could be all right, especially after having a rough night tonight. Are you having a rough time at running back? Don't worry, I got you. These first 3 are getting carries. After that, it's really mostly handcuffs. Jaylen Warren had 14 carries last week. That's pretty good for a backup. So did Audric Estime. But unlike Najee Harris, I don't think Javonte Williams has a chokehold on the starting lineup. I think he's got a hold of it, but he's not really Sean Payton's guy. So you're saying there's a chance. Tyler Algier only got 11 carries, but they gave him like 3 carries inside the 5-yard line, and he didn't convert any of those. But he got those carries. If Bijan goes down, this dude better be one of those guys. Now I'm gonna rapid fire a bunch of running backs that are backups, and with an injury, could get to work. Stop me if you've heard this before. Braylon Allen, Ray Davis, Gus Edwards, welcome back. Cam Akers, can Aaron Jones decide if he's injured or not? Bro, getting on a cart, you scaring me, my boy. Coming right back into the game. If he ever actually gets injured, I think Cam Akers might get that role. Welcome back, Tajay Spears. Bad offense, solid player. Trey Benson, welcome back to quasi-relevancy as a backup. And Khalil Herbert, hold on to the ball, young blood. They're not gonna keep giving it to you if you keep dropping it. Moving on to the wide receivers. Are you weak at wide receiver? Don't worry, I got you. Ricky Pearsall. Rook looks pretty good. They're gonna get him more involved because Brandon Ayuk's out. So if he's on the wire, definitely worth a grab. Of course, check to see if his teammate Juwan Jennings is out there, but he's rostered in 66% of leagues, so probably not, but you should still check. Honestly, not super excited about this one. Quentin Johnson had a touchdown in back-to-back games. Now, to be fair, that is really good. He only had 2 targets, but he caught both of them. Now, the Chargers were up in this game, so they didn't really need to sling it too much, and at their core, they want to run the ball. A little risque, but I definitely think it's worth a roster spot. And Xavier Legette. Solid wide receiver on a bad offense that's going to need to throw the ball. Now, let me give you some flyers. Rashad Bateman, flyer, not too excited about, but he can always catch a deep one. Speaking of catching a deep one, welcome back to life, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. New Orleans Saints need a deep guy. I actually think he's worth a grab. He's always a deep threat, and he's never going to be reliable. So if you need to shoot for the moon, he can give you 25 points, or he can give you 2. You never know. The same goes for DeMarcus Robinson and Mike Williams. And make sure Josh Downs isn't on the waiver wire. You definitely want him on a roster. Same thing with Cedric Tillman and Jacoby Myers. They're most likely rostered in like 70% of leagues, but you should still make sure they're not out there because they're good. Are you having a tough time at tight end? Don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna be honest with you, all these guys, kind of just aight. Mike Gesicki, love the targets, my boy. Who is this other tight end, Hudson, that keeps taking your stuff though? That should have been your touchdown. I still think you can rock with them as long as T. Higgins is out. Jonnu Smith continues to get work. He's not a league winner, but at this point, you kind of just want your tight ends to get targets. And he gets targets. Hunter Henry's very up and down, but I like the targets. Rookies also tend to like the tight end. Taysom Hill's the closest thing to playing the lottery in the NFL. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe nothing. Sometimes may win you a week though. Zach Ertz, if I would have played you, I would have won my week, but Jake Ferguson crushed me. Oh my gosh. Killing me. My man had 8 targets. Love to see it. I think he's a good spot start. Are you desperate for a defense? Don't worry. I got you. The Houston Texans. They go up against the Dallas Cowboys without Dak Prescott. I don't think that the Cowboys are as bad as they were last week, but I do think that they're not as good as they were a couple weeks ago, which already wasn't great. Houston should be pretty solid. Green Bay Packers going up against the Chicago Bears. I don't think the Bears are a great offense, but I do think the Green Bay Packers are a good defense. Fire them up. Cleveland Browns going up against the New Orleans Saints. Saints aren't a great offense. Browns defense is pretty solid as long as Jameis doesn't get them into some bad situations. I think they should be a solid play. And before all of you ask me, because I know you will, yes, I'm starting the Minnesota Vikings over all of these guys. They're the Vikings. They're great. And they play the Tennessee Titans. And for those of you wondering why I'm saying this, I get people asking me about them literally every week. Start the Minnesota Vikings. They're fantastic. Tennessee Titans suck. Also, check to see if the Detroit Lions are out there. They should feast against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, who did I miss? Let me know down in the comments. That's it for the fantasy content. But I do want to spend a little bit of time talking to you, my peoples. This year's going by so fast. Season's been good. I'm going to do some more diving in on the season, the games coming up soon. For those of you tracking, still swamped at work. Been working till midnight like almost every night. But y'all know I had to get you that waiver wire for you, the people. I'm really looking forward to talking about more of the standings and like what's going on. My boy, Jerry Jones, why are you freaking out about the light getting into the stadium? It's pretty obvious. You got curtains? Put them up. Asking about the sun and the moon. What are we doing here, Jerry? It's a reasonable question. You think you should do something about the sun shooting into your billion-dollar playpen? Maybe. You close it for concerts. Why can't you close it for the game? That was a CeeDee Lamb touchdown in his hands. You caused that. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Poor Cowboy fans. Shifting gears, I still can't believe the Chiefs won that game. Covered the spread, which I expected. But blocking that field goal, that was crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen the left side of an offensive line collapse so bad. What are we doing here? But yeah, my schedule should lighten up later this week. Really looking forward to talking to y'all some more. Let me know if you have any questions. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell down below. It really does help, believe it or not. Loving all the comments, loving the back and forth. The engagement has been awesome. It's been super cool having people actually watch this stuff on a weekly basis. I'm not gonna lie, this is super cool. I know that it's just a couple hundred of y'all, but if I had a couple hundred of y'all in an auditorium and I was talking to y'all, it'd be a lot of people. So thank you. Welcome to Bay Nation. We gonna be here for a long time. Good luck on the wire this week. Peace.